Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another week of whatever this show is. SciFi Vision Presents Fandom Access. We're going to talk about Wayward episodes 1 and 2 and Invasion episode 6 of season 3. Jamie is running late. How unusual.
I know. She sent a message. Oh yeah, she's on her way.
Yeah, she sent it.
Maybe she might. I don't know where she is. Sometimes she goes out to dinner like late, right? And she's coming home from dinner at 10 o'clock. Sometimes.
No idea.
She's a late eater. They're a late eating household. But she'll be here in a sec because I thought we were going to talk about Wayward first and then do Invasion. So Jamie can get off.
That is what she had said. But you know what? I was going to save this till we started Invasion, but since we're waiting on Jamie, I'll say it now. I told you it was Aaron Stanford.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
He's not in this week's episode.
Yes, he is.
That guy, this guy, where's the picture?
The preacher. Here, I'll put it back up.
The preacher.
That is Aaron Stanford.
Pastor, what's his name?
Alan.
Pastor Allen. Oh.
I knew I wasn't crazy. As soon as I got it's funny. As soon as I saw it was a flashback episode, I was like, he's going to be in this episode. And then sure enough, there he was. He wasn't in it very long.
No, he doesn't last long in this episode, does he?
But I knew I wasn't crazy. You actually, it's funny because when I posted the picture a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, when you posted it, I was like, that's not him. That's not him.
And you had me second guess myself. I'm like, well, it sure looks like him. I was like, I guess it could be somebody else. It's not a great picture. And then when I saw him this week, I was like, I knew it.
And then it's him. Yep. Yeah. And then we figure out like.
It was a really good episode.
Really, I was interested to hear what you think of it because it's it's like 98% flashback this episode.
Well, I liked it because it cleared a lot up for me. Like, because last week I was saying, I was like, I don't understand their motivation. Why would they stop them from trying to kill the aliens? Now I know why. They're Team Alien.
They are. They're Team Alien. They're Team Invasion. Yeah, it does clear up a lot and explains like why maybe a person would come to think that the aliens were here for good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's essentially, I feel like it's exactly what they tried to do to Mitski, but Mitski wasn't buying it, whereas Marilyn went all in.
Marilyn went all in on it. Yeah, Marilyn totally fell for it. And fell for it. I mean, we'll talk about, I guess, whether we think she's right or wrong. I mean, we don't talk about it because we both think she's wrong, probably, right?
Yeah. Actually, I have a theory. Actually, I'm almost wondering if there's more going on with the aliens than we realize. Like maybe the blobby mystical thing is actually good, and the hunter killers and all the other aliens that are killing people are bad. Like they're all on the same ship, but there's factions, or maybe the blobby sentient alien thing is a captive, and it's like this is how it's trying to break through, or I don't know.
And there's been like speculation, like in the Reddit threads online, that the aliens didn't really intend to come here or didn't want to be here. If there's something that if we're going to call it the blobby alien,
I don't know.
Says to Mitski something like, why did you attack us, or something like that, right? They and there's been speculation that like maybe they didn't tend to come here. Maybe the collision with the NASA spaceship, whatever the space, maybe the collision with the space capsule, was perceived as an attack, or other reasons why they're here, but that they didn't intend to come here. If they're even all together. So, well, I mean, I'm glad to hear that you liked it. I wasn't sure if you were going to. I mean, sometimes when it's a whole flashbacks episode, we say we don't really need that always, but we did.
Yeah, we needed this. We definitely needed it.
We needed this to explain what we were looking at here, and we got it. I mean, I guess we're gonna have to maybe just jump into this without Jamie because you're not watching it, right?
No, I say we just go for it because it's already 5 minutes and I don't know where she is.
All right, Jamie. I'm going to text her real quick while I have the key art up here. I'm going to write, too late, we're starting invasion. and she can just join us later. So here's the I pulled up a little recap to guide my conversation here, but Apple only dumped a few photos this week, so there's not a ton to look at. But this episode is called Marilyn, right? And it turns out that Vera's real name is Marilyn, and we find her at work in her insurance company, right? When the invasion occurs. So
I gotta say, I'm a little confused actually, because I thought it's been 2 years since the invasion. Like since I thought it had been 2 years since the ships crashed, but this episode starts and it says 2 years ago. So the invasion started 2 years ago.
Yeah, so I agree with you that I believe it's been a 2-year jump since the mothership came down.
But apparently it's not been.
Yeah, God, I wish we had a producer we could ask or a director, because I feel like the invasion, we had 2 seasons before the ship came down, right? And it did seem like it was going on for many months, right? Like if this was just 2 years ago, are we talking about it like all that happened in just a couple weeks or something?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. That's why I'm questioning it, because I could have swore somebody had said something about it being 2 years since the ships came down.
Oh, you're right. People have said multiple times to Travante, you've been missing for 2 years, right?
Right. That's what unless we're mishearing it or something.
No, it's a 2-year time jump between this season and last.
So then they screwed up.
Yeah, I think that
they should have wrote 3 years ago. I think they screwed up the title screen.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that the first 2 seasons that we watched had to take about a year, right? I mean, we didn't see like a passing of seasons, or sometimes you get lucky on a show and a person's pregnant and you're like, oh, 9 months have gone by. But it wasn't like that was a 2-week thing. So I agree with you. I think this was probably 3 years ago. There were a couple little weird things here. I felt like, I guess this part was like to show us how competent she was at work, but like I was immediately turned off by her that she had fetched her boss's dry cleaning, which felt very 1985 to me. But I don't work in a small office and I'm not an executive assistant to a company owner. So maybe that is a thing that people still do. It hasn't happened in any of my offices, but and then there was the part where she says she briefs him on, okay, the numbers were down in this department. We had an increase in this department, that department, but personal life insurance policies are down. So we have to talk about that. And then there's a meeting. He says, I've crunched the numbers and I noticed that this department was down and you guys have to, like, she was very, I felt a little bit like she was being taken advantage of by this guy, like that she was like, I don't know. Maybe they were trying. I'm talking a lot. Maybe they're trying to show us how she was like the crux of this operation. The boss couldn't have, she was his right hand. But I felt a little bit like, wow, like why are you like taking all this from your boss? I don't know. Am I overthinking it?
No, you're right. I mean, she totally ran the office. He didn't even know it was that guy's birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't know. And it was not that huge an office, right? There were like 12 people in that office. He knew it was that guy's birthday. He didn't know what the sales had been. And she was picking up his dry cleaning. It was a little... And then there's a remark about, and then she says to him, like, your daughter's recital's at 7. And she refers to his wife by name. Like, she's very tied in, which, look, I'm not, like, an executive assistant surely knows, like, their boss. I mean, I know my boss's, I don't know my boss's wife's name, but a lot of people know their boss's wife's names. And sure, an executive assistant would be keeping his schedule and saying, okay, you got to get out of here in time for this thing at 7, right? Like, I get that. But she was very, like, this guy really relied on her. And then what happens next? She calls him to talk about, like, to tell him, like, that, like, it's literally an alien invasion and people are dying around her. And she, like, calls her boss to tell him the best route to get out of town. That was really surprising to me. I don't know what you thought about that, or if, again, am I overthinking this whole relationship with the boss?
I did feel something was off about it. Like when she called him to say, hey, the buses are the best way, and her nephew, what's his name again?
Well, Langston, but we know
Langston.
him. Yeah.
What he said, he's like, oh, come on, Auntie. Like,
yeah.
I don't, there was definitely a codependency situation going on there, I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah. I mean, when the aliens come, I'm not calling my office to tell them what's the best way.
No.
Right? And then the guy blows her off, right? And then the guy's like, don't worry about it. We have a safe place to go. And Marilyn says, oh, we can meet. She invites them. I mean, she invited herself. I kind of don't blame the guy for being like, no. I guess we were supposed to. I mean, she kind of invites herself and he says, oh, well, it's not our house. I'm sorry. Good luck to you. And I guess I felt a little bad for her because she like cared so much about her job and was so helpful to him. And she's even calling to help save his life. And he's like, whatever, sorry. But on the other hand, I also felt like, gee, you just invited yourself to like nobody's going to, like, everybody's going to be like, sorry, I can't invite everybody, right?
Yeah, I feel like even if it was his house, he would have been like, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he obviously just thought of her as a work person or someone who he couldn't accommodate. So she really is let down. I mean, she doesn't say she's let down or act like she's let down because shit gets way worse in the next 5 minutes, right? And now her sister gets killed, right? By the way, wasn't it great to see the drones again? The spiky drone aliens. I love them. I mean, I just, they're such an unusual type of alien. Such a cool effect. I really love them. So yeah, shit turns really bad, and Langston's mother, who is the sister of Marilyn, whose name I can't remember, Angie gets killed, right? Did you notice how Marilyn, like, as they're like trying to get on the bus at the last second, she like puts that kid on the bus first?
Yeah.
Right? Like they get on the bus and she like pushes this guy and his kid on first, who is this guy, the guy sitting at the computer, right? They're together they're the bus people, among the bus people. And that guy, I feel like I know that actor, but I can't remember his name. The daughter is named Eva. This character, I can't remember his name. And I know that actor, but I can't remember his name. And I could probably look it up on IMDb, but maybe if Jamie were here, she'd probably know his name. Do you know his name, that guy?
Which guy?
This guy. The guy who's sitting behind the computer. Either the character or the actor. I can't remember either.
I feel like maybe the character's name was Paul? I don't remember.
Okay. Let's call him Paul. Anyway,
I'll find out.
He's on the bus with them, right? And they get to this church. Is this my best church picture? That's my best church picture, I guess. I liked this section, except so the woman on the far right of the picture, that's Carol Ann, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's a very angry and suspicious person, and I'm not sure if I blame her for that. Although,
well, it's interesting because we've seen her before, but in present time, and she's very trusting of Marilyn. So you know where that's going.
Yeah. I mean, this is basically the episode that shows us how Verna became Infinitas, but kind of like a cult leader also, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like by the end of this, we know Infinitas is a cult. But I did like the church sequences, because I felt it was kind of realistic that you would have to be like, you'd be very suspicious of people that are trying to get into your safe place and that you have limited resources to share, right? Although that's not really been a thing so much on this show. We really haven't seen people who are like starving so much on this show. But there's the whole part where it's a church and she's like, she's got a gun and won't let anybody. It is a church. In fact, Joel says that. Joel/Langston says that, right? It's Joel. Somebody said, no, it's maybe another guy. I'm pointing at the camera. It's that guy in the suit in the background, I think, when they come in and Carol Ann's like, what do you think this is? Like a soup kitchen? And he says, well, it is a church. So yeah, kind of.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that was Greg.
Greg. He's the first guy who comes in and tries to ask for help, and Carol Ann's really like not having it. I mean, he's not wrong. It is a church. Like, of course you go to a church for help, right?
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Did you feel like Marilyn was sort of like immediately? I agree with Carol Ann that Marilyn was sort of like immediately taking over. There's Carol Ann.
I think, yeah, she did, but she's just that type of person. Like, she sees what needs to happen and she goes for it.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly were in need of an organizer, right? Like, they hadn't even considered how they were going to handle their food and their rations and everything. I mean, they did, and the pastor was not much of a leader. He was not really a strong leader of these people, and they were sort of like at loose ends, right? And she takes over, and she does a good job. And we move quickly, like fast forwarding to, okay, so the crux of this episode is this part, right?
By the way, that actor is Grayston Holt and his character is Henry.
Grayston Holt, the guy sitting down?
Yes.
And his character's named Henry. Thank you. And what do I know him from? He looks so familiar to me. He was in Alcatraz. He was in, he's been in a bunch of stuff that I've not seen, so I don't know why he looks so familiar.
He just has one of those faces.
Right. I'm looking at everything that he's in, and it's like a bunch of stuff that I've never seen any of it. He's got one. You know what? I'm looking at his whole filmography, and he's a guy who's done like one episode of a ton of shows that I've watched. Like, he did one episode of Fringe. He did one episode of the 4400.
He was in 3 episodes of Night Agent.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of like one episode. So he's my that guy. He's a
right.
Guy kind of guy.
So,
anyway, okay, so this is the big part of the whole episode here.
I'm going to interrupt you real quick. So, I'm really confused about this timeline because it's been, like we said, everybody was saying to Travante, you've been missing for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
There's also it also is 2 years between the initial invasion and the mothership coming down. So,
yeah. I mean, I feel like this episode covers the entire, it doesn't cover the entire couple of years. It says 2 years ago, but it only takes us up to like where like the mothership comes down, and then they decide to spread Marilyn's gonna change her tactics, how to spread the word, right? And then we jump to the present. So this feels like it should have been like 4 years ago. right? Like the flashback
exactly.
just as after the mothership has not been down that long, right?
It should have been it should have the flashback should have been 4 years ago, not 2 years ago. That doesn't make any sense.
3 years, 4 years, more than 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, like season 2. So season 1 takes place over 4 months, and then it's a year and a half. You're almost, a little more than a year and a half later by the end of season 2, and then we get a 2-year time jump. So that doesn't jive.
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
So as soon as we talk to Invasion, when we get an interview for Invasion, we got to ask that question: what the hell's going on here?
Yeah. So also, what the hell's going on? What do you think what do you think about what was going on here? Marilyn goes out into a field. They're out of food. Everybody's out of food. Pastor, what's his name, kills himself. Pastor Allen kills himself. They have no food. Things are looking really bad. She goes out into a field to like think and be alone or whatever. And an alien, which this alien, like, you know how when we see like from the alien's view, and it's all, I had to shrink this down a lot, but it's all sort of wavy and whatever. And I guess that's like the blob alien.
Right.
So I'm not sure what's going on here because it speaks to her as Angie, right?
Right. Much in the way that it did to Mitski as her girlfriend.
I know, and I'm wondering like why it picked like. So I guess it can, like, the alien can speak to you. It uses your memories to speak to you as if it's somebody that you love, right? Like it was using Mitski's memories of Hinata. It's using Marilyn's memories of, but it's kind of not because when Marilyn comes back from this experience, she speaks to Langston and she tells him a story that there's no way she could know, right?
Right. It had Angie's memories. But that could but that makes perfect sense too, because we know that the aliens are a hive mind. So maybe when you get killed by any of the hunter killers or anything, or any of them, getting stabbed by a hunter killer sends a signal to the mothership, and they download all those people's memories that they just killed.
I guess so, yeah. But I guess it begs the question to me, like, why aren't they speaking to everybody and converting them into believers? Like we've only seen them speak now to two people. One is Mitski, which made a lot of sense. It was held captive in this lab. It's picked a random person out of a field. Like, is she the only one? Are there more people? And like, what was the plan here to like convert, to like speak to Marilyn? She has like this like breakthrough moment, and she spends the next year and a half like building her cult, and then eventually builds Infinitas. Like what? Like, what is the aliens' plan here?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm starting to wonder if there's like, if it's twofold, if there's more going on with the aliens than we realize. I mean, for all we know, this is an entire colony, like the mothership is a planet, and it's like, the bubble alien, the blobby alien is America. Well, I'm just going to use this analogy, but the blobby alien is America, and the hunter killers and such are Russia.
like the types of aliens that were housed in the ship are not all of one mind.
Right. They're not all on the same page.
I guess, but the drones.
Again, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And if the blob can speak to Hinata, and yet didn't really ever, like, all these child sensitives were able to communicate with the HKs and the drones, right? But not really. Like, I just, this raises a lot of questions for me. Like, I'm not sure what the hell is going on. Like we're not really. This is the first time we've been aware of any people who think that aliens are sent by God, or she's calling them redeemers, and they were gonna. So Marilyn expresses, like, to her people throughout this, like, all we have to do is be worthy and we're going to see everybody we love again, right? Like, as though they're going to be returned. Like, she saw Angie get like a spike through the chest. There's no way she's coming back to life, right?
Right.
But she seems to have some idea generally that we would all see our loved ones again.
Yeah, they think they're all gonna. Yeah, they have this. I mean, essentially, they see as heaven, I guess, that they're all gonna come together.
I guess like a Judgment Day kind of a thing.
Yeah,
and they'll go to see their loved ones.
It makes sense. Rapture Day wasn't it last week?
Again, it swings around every few years. Yeah, it's confusing. Luncher Muncher's in the chat. You have been away too long. Nice to see you. I don't know if you're watching Invasion. If you want to chime in here,
to somewhat evasively answer your question, Karen, you'll have all your answers within 14 episodes.
Oh, because there's one more season after this, right?
Because there's one more season after this.
Yeah, they're planning to wrap it up one more season. I guess it's. Look, I've never been in a cult, but from watching cult shows on TV, it seems like a fairly like typical cult leader thing that Marilyn is short on details and big on like the feeling and the emotion of it, right?
Yeah. I just love the fact that you felt the need to tell us you've never been in a cult. The delivery was great.
I just want to say I don't have any experience with cults. Do you think so? So in this moment where, this other person passing by who happens to be driving a truck entirely full of MREs happens to crash at that moment, right? Right then, right? And Marilyn sees this as a sign.
It's a coincidence.
It's a coincidence. That person says, I also saw the alien and it caused me to crash. I freaked out and I crashed, right? And it's like a major coincidence that that Marilyn mistakes for fate, right? Don't mistake coincidence for fate. Or that she thinks the alien has done it on purpose and has delivered them from starvation. And she gets everyone to believe her. And they form this like, it was that's what a cult ringleader would say. It's not a cult. This is not a cult. They seem to do some good work. Like they grow a nice community and they have a clinic and they have all this food and they seem to be doing like good work. But the fall of the mothership is like a watershed moment for Verna. That's the moment Verna. I mean, we don't ever see when Marilyn becomes Verna, but that kind of is like when Marilyn becomes Verna, right? That moment when the ship comes down and she has to change her tune real quick. And,
definitely.
And she says something like, we can't, like, I was wrong. I thought we only had to be worthy, but we have to earn it, she says, or something like that, or we have to work for it, right? So that's the moment when she's like, oh, we have to actually help the aliens, I guess, is when she comes to that. We don't see them change their names or why they pick these names or whatever. We don't really see anything. We just see like you see the very first of Infinitas, right? And that's it. And then we cut to, I don't think I have a picture of them going out. They decide to go spread the word, right? Right, that's what they're doing at the end, I think. Aren't they packing up cars and they have flyers and stuff, and they're like going out to like spread the word? Although they don't really seem to have. Well, I mean, they are spreading the word because like Clark was getting it all on the internet, right? Like that's where Hero of Infinitas. And then we cut to the present. So I don't have a picture of it. I'm just going to put this picture of the airport because we're back at the airport, right? It was kind of shocking to me that Marilyn / Verna, that she has a private jet show up to pick her up and take her wherever she's into the dead zone. Is that where they're headed? They're headed into the dead zone. What does she say? They call it the dead zone, but it's more alive than you can imagine, or something like that. She says, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to know. So like she's gone from here. So what they're actually skipping 2 years. It says 2 years ago, but we see the mothership comes down. Marilyn's like, oh, gotta change my tactics. And then we cut to this airport. That's a 2-year jump. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been 4 years, so I don't understand. Somebody screwed up.
Yeah.
Unless one of the somebody on the show can explain it away.
Yeah. So okay, so a few questions. You and I are of the same mind. We don't believe that it's really Angie talking to.
No, not at all.
And that she's not alive somewhere in this mothership. And we don't believe it's Hinata either. I mean, Hinata blew up in a space capsule. She's not alive, right?
Yeah,
And we saw Angie get stabbed through the chest. They're not really alive. I don't think their consciousness is even really there. I like your idea that the alien just sort of like absorbed their memories, stole their memories in a sense.
Yeah.
It's like a trick, I think. Yeah. I don't think any of that is kind of, I don't know. Like, I think there are some other theories online that the aliens could maybe take your consciousness into the hive. You know what I really don't like about that? That was the ending of The 100. Right? That was the horrible ending of The 100, where they were all going to like have their consciousness go join this hive alien thing, right? Except for Clark, who was being punished. I don't.
And then they all came back to be with Clark, but that's besides the point. Never mind.
Yeah. But anyway, at this point, I don't agree with that. I don't think that your conscious, and I think we're agreed that the consciousness, your consciousness go up there. They're just using, somehow they are able to use your memories against you, I think. I don't think, oh, there she is. There she is in the chat. I also don't think, so Marilyn's got this idea that the aliens are redeemers and they're here for some really great purpose. What do we think about that?
I think she's batshit. I think she wants to believe.
Yeah, but they killed like a couple million, at least a few million people. Like, no, millions of people. They killed many millions of people, right?
Yeah.
Like what, how is that justified? How does she justify the murder of her sister? I mean, I guess she thinks everybody's coming back, but I don't. They always killed millions of people. They're not here for a good purpose. They're not here to help us.
Yeah, no.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's actually kind of funny because we know the government isn't good.
Yeah.
And then, after last week's episode, we learned that Infinitas isn't good either. But now that we know their motives, I feel like they're worse than the government.
I think they are too, because, their whole, like, the whole Infinitas thing is like, oh, we're giving you information. The government's lying. No, you're lying, Vera. You're lying, right? Like,
well, no, but she doesn't think she's lying. She thinks that they are the only ones that know that the aliens are good.
But she's not out there spreading like the Infinitas message that aliens are good. She's spreading the Infinitas message that the government is bad, right? Like,
well, she's not entirely.
What?
I said she's not entirely wrong.
She's not entirely wrong. The government.
But that's the thing too. It's easier to get people on board against the government because nobody likes the government.
Yeah. And the government is like people like this. So the government is pretty bad.
Yeah.
But she's not saying like the government is bad because they are going against the aliens who are actually here for good reason. She's just saying the government, right? Like,
right. Exactly.
Yeah, she's a problem. But as far as we can tell, her movement is pretty small. It's contained to like a small amount of people who are in the Midwest somewhere. It's not like a global. What show did I just watch? Like on the last ship where these the immune people like were trying to start a global movement, right? She really has a small band right now, so. I guess we'll see what happens. I guess that almost about covers it, right?
Yeah, I think we're good. Jamie, you can come join us.
It was a good flashback, but as flashback episodes go, it was a pretty good one, right?
Yeah, it was definitely information we needed.
Yeah.
It definitely clears a lot up, like I said before.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to, now that we're looking at the key art, I'm looking forward to when we're going to meet this Apex alien. It's pretty cool looking.
I want to see if it gives Mitzi a hug.
I know. That's we're still trying. We're hoping to that there'll be some press availability for her soon. And if we can get in, I think we'd love to talk to her, right?
I'd love to talk to anybody on the show.
Yeah, well, we've been working on another opportunity. The guy, Steven, I want to say Steven Tyler. That's not his name. Tyler Stevens. The actor who plays Sergeant Reese, who is one of the guys on the mission with he's one of the guys who survived the explosion of the helicopter last week.
Right.
He is going. Stephen Tracy, that's his name. His name is Stephen Tracy. He plays Sergeant Reese. He's doing some press, so we're hoping to try to get something with him if we can. I have not. So this is the last. So I have not seen any episodes that go beyond what we've watched today. I don't know what's going to happen, but if you're doing press, it's because you're going to do something, right? If you're doing press, something interesting is happening, and the press materials indicate that he's going to. I guess I shouldn't even say, but like you don't do press if you're just a red shirt. So hopefully I have something cool to say to him when we get a chance. If we can get him scheduled, we'll announce it soon. Here's Jamie.
Hi, Jamie. I like your little picture when you're not on screen. That was cool.
Yeah, I put that in a while ago, so I can just close it up every once in a while. But
now that Jamie's here, we've got our fancy
yeah. You guys went pretty fast. I was getting ready to do something else because usually you guys are like an hour, and then I saw your text.
Right.
No, we're not. We're not.
We did like almost an hour last week, which was a little unusual.
You usually have more shows.
And this week's episode of Invasion, Jamie, if you listened, it was almost entirely a flashback. It was 98% flashback. So interesting, but not huge development. So anyway, we're done with that for now. We'll see what happens next week. So this show is called Wayward. See, you got Tall Pines Academy. I want to call this show.
I don't know how they were allowed to call it that. I'm sorry.
I want to call this show Wayward Pines.
Yeah.
Nope, it's just Wayward.
Just Wayward.
Because it's a school for wayward children.
It is. Yeah. It's in the town, I think, is called Tall Pines, right?
Yes,
and
the town is called Tall Pines.
Yeah. So you haven't watched it, AJ. This is all you know about it? You haven't watched it?
No, I watched both episodes.
Oh, you did? Okay. I didn't know if you were going to watch it or not.
Cool.
Yeah, I just didn't have a chance to comment on any of the texts today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like I think I watched a little bit past 2, but I must not have watched 3 because what you said to me didn't make any sense.
Oh, okay.
So I must have watched like 2.5. But
so the episodes of this are not all the same. It's not like an hour episode. They're different lengths, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, first episode was like 50 minutes. The second episode's 42.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say, what did you guys think? I'm curious what you thought. I liked it, and I think it's kind of interesting and seemed like a cool mystery. But then I started reading what it was about, and I think I said this to Karen before. I don't know. I kind of find it sort of depressing knowing that these
stop reading stuff, Jamie.
No, reading about like places like this in real life, not about the story, not about the show. But how they really did these kind of things and treated, kids.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what the point of it is, like what they're doing. I mean, I feel like it's some kind of hypnosis, because the pregnant woman, at the end of the one episode, she's locking and unlocking the door. She did start like what the kid mumbling. Yeah, she did start mumbling when the kid was in the house, and then we find out that the guidance counselor went to Wayward. I want to say Wayward Pines. He went to Tall Pines, Academy, and he's totally nuts. So I want to know I'm curious to see what the end game is. Like, what is Evelyn's game plan here? Like, is she just trying to make everybody subservient? And, like she's going to become world leader and nobody's going to realize it? Like, what is her end game? It's really been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little unsure if this is a limited series, right? 8 and done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think they're intending to make more, but I think they said something like they could make more, but I don't think they're really intending.
I mean, I like a limited series to just be limited and be over.
Well, the actor that plays Alex, Mae Martin, said that the plan is 1 season. That's what they created, and that's.
Well, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. And also, like, when your lead is Toni Collette, who is greatly in demand for feature films, right? Yeah. And so 1 and done is easier when you have a huge star in your lead role. And I do think she's very good. I think Toni Collette is compelling in the role. I'm not really sure, like, where it's like, I don't know what the deal is either, Jamie, like in these first couple episodes. Like, what is Evelyn's point? What is the point of the school? Is she just like have a deranged idea about helping kids and it's actually really abusive? Is she like drugging them? Is she brainwashing them? Is she both? Is it MK Ultra and she's trying to create some sort of sleeper agents with them? Like, who knows? It definitely in the beginning appears to just be more of like an abusive environment, and then it gets weirder, right?
Yeah. Judging by by Laura, I would think it's got to be some kind of, I don't know, at least behavioral control, but it seems more like some kind of mind control too. But I really,
but even still, but to what end? That's what's really got me is what's the point? And I feel like everybody in that town has been through Tall Pines Academy because
probably a lot of them have.
Yeah, and is that because like they just, once you get through the school and the system, are you like really unable to just fit in any place else, and so you want to stay in this town, or are you like a devotee of Evelyn? Is she almost like a cult leader? Let's make it cult night. Everyone's in a cult tonight.
I was gonna say that's the thing too. Like, Evelyn gives them the house and lets them stay there. Like, that's why they're kind of stuck, because they can't afford to move. And you got to wonder, like, why did she give them a house? Like, is it just to make Laura stay there, or is there more to it than that?
Yeah,
because that to me was a little bizarre. Let's see. Not that we have to go through everything, but we have this person, this kid. This is, what's his name? Riley. So this is the guy that has run away, that we start the episode with, and later runs into May and the other cop that I don't remember his name.
But and like he keeps hearing that voice the whole time he's running. He keeps hearing. Turns out it's Evelyn's voice saying, like, your mother has her back to you. She opens her mouth. Her mouth is a door. Like, he's hearing this.
Yeah,
right?
That's what made me think the brainwash thing. Did you take it that there was something playing? Like it seemed to me like maybe when he went underwater, like there was something actually literally playing, but I wasn't sure if it's just in his head or if they're like literally blasting it out of speakers or something. I wasn't entirely sure.
That's a good question. I hadn't really thought about it.
You guys don't know either. I guess that's the answer.
Like when he broke out of the school, like I thought it was playing on loudspeakers at the school. But then when he runs and he jumps in the pond, I'm like, oh, like it's in his head, right? But now part of me is like, is it even just like voiceover? I don't know. But
I
yeah,
don't know. But
or
it
at
does
least, like,
sound very culty, brainwashy. I would agree with that.
yeah.
So the story centers
Wait,
around these.
wait.
Sorry, go
Then
ahead.
he jumps in the pond and he sees a door in the pond, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like he jumps underwater and he sees a door underwater.
Yeah. I kind of assumed that was in his head though. Did you think
Yeah,
that was supposed to be
yeah.
real?
Oh yeah. I don't think there's
In
really
his
a door
head?
in the pond. I think
Well, hey,
that's
you never
I think that's in his head for sure.
See, I
They're
wasn't
really
sure.
up in it, right? Yeah, I don't. I'm guessing probably it was in his head just because the kid's already dead. Like, unless they really go back into like his life after the fact, which I don't think is going to happen because I think like he was just a character to get us into the story.
Well,
You know what I mean? That's why I
or
feel
somebody
like
else
that
can
was
end up in
the
that
pond,
pond
yeah.
or also doesn't
Mhm.
have to have anything to do with
That's
him.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very bizarre. The kid's, terrified and is willing to risk everything to get away because obviously this isn't a nice place at any rate. It's a little bit scary there. Yeah, and I forget what they said he did. Like he had to get rid of his shoes or something to get over because I think he was running through the woods without his shoes, wasn't he? 'Cause
Yeah,
they
he
said
was
something
barefoot.
about his shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he ran, miles or whatever, bleeding and
Well, and he's bloody from the barbed wire, right?
Yeah,
He tore up his chest
yeah.
with the barbed wire, yeah.
yeah. So it definitely, I will say this show definitely gave me a claustrophobic feeling. It like made me, it's not that it was scary, but it just gave me like an awful feeling when I was done watching it. Not necessarily in a bad way because I enjoyed it, but like it just made me kind of creeped out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it was that did that, but
Yeah.
it did. All right. So the main characters are Abby, who's on the left, and Layla, who is on the right. And I kept trying to figure out who Layla was, and I finally realized she was in that Spiderwick Chronicles. I had interviewed her for that, and that's why she looked so familiar. It was driving me nuts. I finally figured it out.
She's also the sister of Natalie Allen Wood, who was in The Gifted, Karen.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
Wow.
And their mother is Barbara Allen Woods. So.
All right,
And their sister Emily Allen Woods was in Dr. Sleep. So. Very talented.
So I guess she looks like a lot of different actors. Her whole family.
The whole family looks very similar.
Yeah, they probably look similar. But so basically, these two kids are always off, and I think are they seniors? Does it say? I think they're seniors, but they're maybe they're in college. Is this college or high school?
No, they're definitely because that's why she stole her sister's ID to get across the border.
Sorry, it's been a while since I've seen it. All right, so they're in high school and they're always off smoking pot, doing drugs, shrooms, that kind of thing, and getting in trouble. And they're like best friends and. Yeah, that's to them all that matters, and they're ruining their grades and everything. And they're on the roof, and they end up having to jump into the dumpster, which was funny. I mean, I totally seen it coming, but it was funny. And this guy, whose name in here is
it Mr. Turner? Mr. Turner, right?
Yeah, Mr. Turner. The principal, he calls in Layla. To basically
oh, he's the principal? I thought he was a guidance counselor.
No, he's the guidance counselor.
Okay, sorry, guidance counselor. It's been weeks since I've seen the guidance counselor. Sorry. So yeah, he tells her basically that she's missed way too many classes and she's going to fail, and that they're going to kick her out of the school if she doesn't get it together. But that what she needs to do is go to this program, this school, which is Tall Pines, and that they'll fix her. And it's creepy kind of the way he says it, but this is supposed to be this great place, and he shows her the video there of Toni Collette, and it does seem very, very cult like, and she immediately is like, no, I'm not doing this. And he pretty much says, well, it's too late. Your parents are already sending you there, which doesn't end up happening, but that's kind of what he says to her.
I've got a question for you guys. Did anybody else get a Marvin Candle vibe from this video?
Yes. And it had a little glitch in it, right? Which
Yes.
reminded me
Yep.
of
Yeah,
the video.
it felt very Marvin Candle-ish.
Yeah, that's the thing too. This show sort of like, I don't think it's sci-fi, but it has sort of like a quirky, weird vibe like that. But I don't think it's supposed to be. I think it's just the way they've kind of made the style.
This scene also was like weird and off because like the guidance counselor is telling her like you should go to this special school and it's already done with your mother and everything. And I mean, I don't think that I have a friend who had a kid who had a lot of problems, and he went to okay, not a school like this. It's not a cult, but he went to a private, like, therapeutic school. It was not like part of the school system that, you know, that the guidance that like the people who were guiding my friend were recommending therapeutic schools that are part of the school system. She eventually did take her child to another school like this in the sense that it was private. They were not, they weren't beaten and like,
Right.
and things,
And
right?
I don't think,
but it's not, it just seemed weird to me that the guidance counselor was recommending this. It doesn't really see like,
yeah, it's in like another state, I think.
Well, it's because he's another state, another country. They're in Canada.
Oh yeah, it's another country. Like he's recommending sending to another country. Yeah,
it's very bizarre unless he's part of whatever this is.
Well, he is. I mean, he's totally
somewhere.
He went there as a child himself.
Yeah, he says he went there.
Yeah. The only thing is too is that like, yes, like what you were saying about your friend. I think obviously these kind of, there are therapeutic schools that aren't culty like this, but there are some places that maybe weren't so great because they weren't regulated is sort of I guess thing going on.
Well,
so,
that's
it just seems like a very freaky place, and she needs to like hightail it out of town and be like, no way in hell am I going there, is what she should have done.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have worked, but yeah, he basically says that her mother's already, and he says her mother's on the board. So I'm
on board. No, your mother's on board.
On board. I'm sorry.
He's already discussed it with the mother, and the mother's on board, which is a little creepy also. And
mom doesn't seem on board of anything.
Yeah, I just have to question like why you would send your kid there. I mean, I guess maybe her mother, I guess, isn't a very good mother, it sounds like. But
I don't at this point, it seems like her mother is not present, and in this scene, all the guidance counselor says is, "I know you've had a rough couple of years."
Yes,
he doesn't really say, and you don't know what's going on, and you think, right? You don't really know. I do think that this kid, Lila, like these two are sort of incorrigible, but they're not like. They're not selling. They're buying.
They're not bad kids.
Yeah, they're not.
They're being kids.
Yeah.
They're a little bit like not like they're on a bad path, but they're not really like the.
Are they so troubled they needed to go to a place like this? Probably.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And that's why I was a little surprised that like the other girl's parents, who seem very strict and don't seem great because they sent her there. I would be surprised, and again, this is TV, so I don't know, but I would think that like the parents would have maybe looked into it a little more to know where they're actually sending their kid in another country, you know?
Well, dad's a complete jerk, so.
Yeah, they might also not know what's going on either. I don't know.
They like Abby's father does seem like he's a real disciplinarian and doesn't want to tolerate this behavior. And I feel like for a parent to send their child away to a school, I mean, Toronto's not that far from Vermont, right? But it is in a country. Like you would have to really be at your wit's end and have tried everything before you would send your child away to a place like that, right?
Yeah.
Well,
and it makes we don't have enough story to kind of show us that.
Well, it's pretty telling too, though, because she says to them, when she flips out and she's like, when you had children, what were you expecting? Like, they're not very, like her sister is all prim and proper and plays the piano, it's like, you're not raising robots,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess Abby's parents just can't they think she's so bad, right? I mean, look, like there was a documentary, Paris Hilton made a documentary. She was sent to a school like this, that was an abusive environment. And like, yes, she was wild. Like we all saw her wildness play out on television, but how bad?
It worked out great for her.
But it kind of did. But how bad could she really have been? She, like,
yeah.
Like,
I think the big thing is maybe a lot of people aren't aware of what was going on in some of these places.
Well, and this show, that it's clear to me that this is not the show that we're watching, but
no.
And I've seen ahead of this, but there's an opportunity to explain this unregulated industry of school. And there's a part which maybe we see in episode 2 where Officer
Alex
says like, oh, you know what? The school is your guardian. Like you can't just leave. I can't just take, like they have the right to prevent you from leaving. Right.
Because obviously their parents were the ones that
basically signs over guardianship. They give the school,
it's kind of like when they're committed to a psych ward or something. Like they can't just take off because they want to. They're there until their parents or until the people let them go, one or the other.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Vermont is not the place where this would really, right? There's a reason why all these
I don't know.
There's a lot of these places in Utah.
Utah maybe sounds a little more. I could see that a little more.
Well, they needed a place where you could get to by hitchhiking from Toronto. So
that's true.
So anyway, cut to introducing these characters.
Yeah, the other 2 main characters are Laura, who's on the left, and Alex, who's on the right. And they married or engaged? They're married, right?
Married. Yeah.
Okay, so Laura is pregnant, and we find out through the course of the story that I keep wanting to call them May. I know May from Taskmaster. I keep wanting to say May. That Alex is going. Well, it sounds like he was a cop in the other town that they were from. Detroit. Okay. But he's transitioning. We know that. We learned that in the story.
I mean, okay.
It's not, they don't go deeply into it, but I know that's supposed to be what's going on. But they're going to move to this place because that the Evelyn, the one who runs that Toni Collette that runs the school, they've given them this house, this place to stay, and they don't have a lot of money, and she's pregnant, as you can see in that picture, heavily pregnant. They're moving into this new town, which is the town of Tall Pines, which is where that school is. And that's why they get connected to the school in that way. And then we do find out that Laura went there as a child or as a teenager, I guess, was part of the school. So, and then we have, whoops, sorry, I went too far. Go ahead.
This is before they explore the house.
Yeah, this is before they really get to see around much. It's just sort of about their relationship and that kind of thing. Yeah. So let's see. So whenever Abby and Layla hang back out, Abby doesn't tell her what happened at all. She just kind of acts like everything's fine.
What do you mean? Oh no, Lila doesn't tell Abby.
Sorry, I did say
Lila doesn't tell Abby that she's being sent away.
Right. I think I said that backwards. Yeah. Layla doesn't tell Abby what happened with hearing about she's going away. She doesn't tell her. But they she does eventually. Does she eventually tell her or just tells her something? I can't remember if she actually tells her the truth or not.
I mean, she eventually does, but this might be where they hatch the plan.
Yeah, the plan is that they can't, because whenever you see Abby's parents, and that's her sister there in the middle, her parents are, well, at least her father is pretty awful, calls Layla a criminal and is like screaming at her for not getting good grades. And they hatch this plan that they're going to steal the school test after hours and cheat on the final. And then that way Layla has no reason to be, sent away if she gets good grades.
I mean, to be fair, I think
this is a bad plan. Sorry.
I mean, to be fair to her father, I mean, yeah, he's overbearing, but I believe she's failing every single class, right? Like this is not just like you need to you have to work pretty hard to fail every single class. Like you have to like
not work at all, one or the other. Yes.
Like you have to go out of your way to not work and to actively. They do seem like they're high all day in school. Yeah. They're high all the time.
Yeah, I would think at most schools, you're right. I think most schools, they pretty much pass people because they don't want to deal with them, and you really have to be feeling every class.
Like they say that Layla's missed 12 days of school.
That's not that much.
Unless it's like only the second week of school, it's not that much.
That's not that much.
Like, wouldn't you
say I got sick so easy growing up and like had such bad allergies. I know I missed a lot more than 12 days of school and I still passed and got good grades. So
I mean, I feel like just by sitting in the class, maybe there's one class you could get a C in. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think they're on drugs all day long there, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're attending classes at all, paying attention at all. I mean, if they're attending, you're not paying attention because the teacher says when you are there, you're not really there. So
but I do think
high everything else.
I do think as the story goes on, though, that's kind of the point that they're not that bad, not bad enough to be sent away to a school like that, right? Like
that doesn't mean that they shouldn't be punished or made to, figure out something. I don't think they're wrong for trying to put them on the right path, but there are other ways maybe to do what they want. And obviously her father is extremely strict. The mother doesn't seem to completely agree with everything he says.
The mother seems kind of oblivious.
She also seems kind of like she's afraid to stand up for them. I felt like, because he says something like, oh, Layla's a criminal or whatever. And we don't know exactly what happened. Something with her sister getting killed, it sounds like. But the mother goes out in the hallway and she gives her food or something. I forget what she does. She gives her
she shows some sympathy for Layla and gives her some food.
I think that the mother does not necessarily maybe agree with everything he's doing and the way he's acting, but she seems very
Dad is very overbearing.
Right word, but she seems very timid and lets him maybe lets him push her around too. We don't know, but it kind of sounds like he might to me. That's the opinion I got. That he's very aggressive towards her as well, maybe. But the sister's like the star child, getting good grades. So that probably makes it worse because she's failing all the classes and her sister is doing good. And we also find out too that Abby, and you kind of wonder if part of her reason, granted they're getting high in class, I know that, but we talk about like, do you have to try to fail that many classes? She's also dyslexic. And I kind of wonder if maybe she had trouble in school and nobody ever cared, found out. They just, because sometimes it does happen. People fall through the cracks and maybe aren't given what they need to be able to do okay in school. And because,
what's really bad about that is they know she's dyslexic and it doesn't seem like they've done anything to help her.
And that's kind of my point. Like, why not get her, a tutor or something if she's having trouble?
Yeah. And it's set in 2003. So I feel like it's not like it was set in 1973 when dyslexic kids really couldn't get any support. I feel like by 2003, like most school districts had support. I mean, maybe not most, but a lot of it. It was a thing people were aware of, dyslexia, right? And it's not like it was the 60s.
Yeah, and Canada's better than us, so
right.
They get on top of it.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, she's failing and they're pissed. But he makes Layla feel awful, and she goes home to her. I don't know if she's drunk or high, but her mother is like not paying any attention. I'm assuming from what we got out of it, her sister's dead. That something happened and she's getting blamed for it. That's how I took it. I don't know if they ever say, but that was my.
Abby's dad totally alludes to it, and she's like, she's like, we don't know what happened there, and she's like, she didn't kill her sister, but the dad is totally like, well, we don't know that.
He says that's why he says she's a criminal. Like, doesn't he say she's guilty?
Yeah.
He definitely implicates her in her sister's death in this scene.
Yeah, and we don't know what happened. I'm wondering if it's something like maybe she was drunk behind the wheel or something like that and got blamed for it. I don't know. But either way, her mother is off getting high or drunk or whatever and not paying attention.
I think
does find the pamphlet. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, she wasn't off somewhere. She was in the living room.
Yeah,
staring at the television.
Off in her mind. I meant like she's kind of like,
yeah. But did you? So we skipped over a little part when Layla is riding her bike home. There's like a creeper in a van watching her ride her bike. Right? Is this the scene where she rides by these parked cars and there's like the van like watching her?
Yeah, which we're to assume is the school. And I think at this point, you're to assume that they're coming for her.
Yeah.
Because I definitely did not expect them to come for Abby. That was a surprise. I think they did a good job with that.
Well, I had a feeling there was going to be a twist with that, because if they wanted Layla, they could have taken her at any time. And then, when Abby got home, as soon as Abby got home and the three of them are standing in the living room like that, I was like, oh, they're totally coming to get her.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, I knew that the blurb about the show was like when two girls like go to the school, like, you
you kind
in
of
the
know.
promotional material said something about two girls. So you knew they would both end up there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, she burns it. And then this is when May and Laura are at the house. They find food left out for them. There's a clip about the ultrasound. I don't know that it's anything really super specific.
But yes.
Okay, what did I skip?
They mentioned that there are no doors in their house, and Laura says, "Oh, good, I hate doors."
Oh yeah, that's right. All the doors were taken off.
There were no doors, and she says, "Oh, good, I hate doors." Which I was like, "What the hell? Who hates what? You hate doors? What is that?" And then they go down to the basement, and all the doors are in the basement, right?
Yeah,
and there's a door painted on the basement.
And it makes you wonder if that house, if that has to do with like those people, whoever lived there was at that school and maybe was like scared because of what had happened to them or whatever.
Well, I really think the entire town has been brainwashed or hypnotized.
Yeah, it seems like that's a possibility. So this guy comes to pick up Alex for work. He tells him that he knows that
that guy is Dwayne.
Dwayne, right? Yeah.
And
he's the first person. He's like, "Oh, you're back." We learn that she knows him from the school. First person they meet, right?
Oh yes, the Laura does. I mean, yeah. But he isn't interested really in whatever happened to Alex. He's like, it's okay, it doesn't matter. But he does say that it's kind of a boring town, which we know means, it's not a boring town, right?
What do you think happened? Do you think Alex shot a kid, or do you think like I say shot a kid because we just watched The Institute where Ben Barnes had shot a kid, right? And that's why he had like left him and come to get this job.
Yeah, he definitely did something pretty bad, it seems like, but I don't know. Maybe something violent. That could make sense with the story the way it is.
I mean, lost his job, and they had.
Yeah, he definitely lost his job, and they definitely implied that it's something he did that he was blamed for, at least. So I don't know. But that's his new. I don't know if he's his partner or just he's at the Force. But
I don't know, but he's so like
the Force.
This is like Stepford Wives town, right? Everybody's like,
it does seem very, very bizarre, which they're supposed to be progressive there, but which is what's kind of ironic a little bit, right? Because of the way they act, you would think they wouldn't be. But it's a little strange. So we know something's going on, but we're not really sure what yet.
I mean,
and then this kid,
like Laura had explained to Alex, like the town was like a progressive paradise, like a hippie paradise, right?
And it definitely doesn't seem to be that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. They definitely seem hippie. They all have their own eggs.
In that sense,
it's very hippie dippy town.
I guess.
Yeah, but it's not. But it didn't seem.
Off, though.
Maybe I took it off a different way, but it didn't feel progressive in the way that I thought she meant it. Because even Alex was like, Alex actually says it doesn't seem like it. Like it's very drab.
The implication is that they don't mind that there's two women together, or if he's transitioning, that like that they're supposed to be progressive. But what I was saying is like and yeah, sorry, he is a man now. But what I was meaning is they're very like, they seem very secretive. Like they don't seem kind of open and I don't want to say they don't seem welcoming. They do, but like you said, in a creepy Stepford Wives way. Yeah, that's kind of what I took it as. So, but yeah, this kid, I guess he's a kid, comes out of the woods covered in blood and is like running away, needs help. Is worried he's not out of Tall Pines yet, and when he finds out he's still in Tall Pines, he takes off again. He won't let.
He whacks Dwayne and takes off.
Yeah,
he just whacks him and takes off.
yeah.
And we know that is the kid from the beginning of the episode, Riley.
Yeah, it's Riley. Well, I don't. Yeah,
he's hidden in this hole. And then, okay, that's them talking about stealing the test. That's not really super important.
Yeah, this is where they hatch the plan. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we come back to the station. They're welcoming him. And that must not be where Evelyn shows up yet because...
No, that's later.
Okay, I thought that was there. Okay, so he meets everybody and he comes home. And this is where the dog isn't there. They're like, where's the dog? And they follow it down to the base it's not a basement. It's like
it's a basement.
Yeah, but it's like a different building. It's
no, it's a basement. Yeah, the entrance is on the outside, but it does go under the house.
Next to the house. Okay.
It goes on. It definitely goes under the house because
you're right.
When Riley dies, the blood drips down to there.
Yeah. Well, they go in the other entrance of it, and this is where they find the painted door that's on the wall. Like, why is there a painted door? That's so bizarre. And like you said, they find all the actual doors down there too. But yeah, this is where, to me, it seemed to have like a weird sci-fi bent, and I don't think it's supposed to be, but it gave me that feeling because I'm like, why? I'm not
ruling out that you can open these painted doors.
I don't know. It's weird, whatever it is. But I mean, it may simply be that somebody, maybe because of what they did to him, they felt trapped, and maybe they're trying to, I don't know, find a way out. Either way, it's very creepy, very weird. I would not stay down in the basement by myself if I was one of them. So yeah, they're not sure what's going on. And then we have Evelyn, who rides this bike, which is really kind of bizarre that she's riding this bike to get to, I don't know, trike, I guess, not even a bike, a trike, to get to the police station where she shows up. And she acts like she's Alex's new best friend, like she's known him forever, and has never met him before. But because of Laura, she's all, buddying up to Alex, and it's really creepy. But she's there.
Did you guys recognize the police chief?
Yes.
It's Patrick Gallagher.
I couldn't get the name of the show, but I know.
Well, you might know. People know. I recognize him immediately from Glee.
That other show we watched that got really stupid. I can't for the life of me think of what it was called.
There's a lot of those.
No, the ABC show.
I like it. Big Sky.
Yeah, Big Sky.
Yeah, he's serving Big Sky.
Oh, that's stupid. Yes.
Yeah, he also is a recurring character on General Hospital. When people go to prison, he's the prison guard at General Hospital.
Well, he plays a lot of cops then, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, Evelyn is here to tell them about Riley being missing and that they need to find him. And I think, to me, the thing that's important about this is that Alex asks that if Riley ran away on Wednesday, why the authorities weren't notified. Because this is like they found him on the Thursday and it's like a day later, and they should have known about it when it first happened. And she kind of gives this whole, convoluted excuse of, oh, he's run away before and blah, 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 blah. And it does not sound on the up and up. That's for sure.
No.
But yeah, they're chasing him. They're trying to find him. And she's clearly doing whatever she can to find him, which, definitely makes her seem, we don't know, but paints her in a guilty light. That's for sure.
I mean,
as a viewer. I don't know if she is. I'm saying
Weird, right? What really struck me the most about the scene was, I mean, I thought she was evasive. I didn't think she was maybe like, so throughout, anytime she talks about this school, she's always trying to say how these kids are the worst of the worst and they're all on drugs and they've all done all the right. And she just makes it sound like he's a lost cause, but she's kind of evasive about any real facts. And then what really weirded me out was when she finishes speaking, the cops all clap.
Yeah, that threw me too. I was like, why are we clapping?
Right? Like
Yeah,
it was
very, it definitely seems like the town's brainwashed in some way. Or
and poor Alex, like everybody starts clapping, and Alex is like got this look and just like kind of like slow clapping around.
Yeah, it's very weird. And let's see, then we go back to Abby's house and they have company and she won't be the good daughter they expect her to be, and they catch her. I had them out of order there, but they see her. That was funny when she like climbs down right in front of the window. It's like she did not plan that well. She was trying to get away.
I don't think she really cared about the plan as much.
No, I don't think she did either. But she should have went out.
I mean, especially since
and she's probably high when she hatched this plan.
The family friends are just as condescending as the parents. Like they're just they were. He's like, look, a real hippie. I didn't think they existed anymore. Or flower child, he called her.
They were kind of not believable. Like I felt like these were like the least believable characters they were like a caricature. I was like, are they robots? Are they like what? Like
they were definitely obnoxious.
Yeah, I think they're just supposed to be another snooty family, and yeah. But she does get away to go to meet Layla so they can look for the test. And then we hear more about
Alex.
I'm going to keep calling him May. Alex and Laura. And I'm trying to find in the notes where the hell this was. Let's see.
He makes a comment about upping his dose because there's no stubble yet.
Yeah, that's where I said they're kind of talking about his transitioning a little bit. It's just doesn't go too in depth into it, but yeah, it kind of has a scene of them as a couple, and then we go to them at the school eating shrooms, sneaking this exam away, and then whenever Abby comes home, like we said, her parents are very weird. Her sister acts very weird. When they see her, and it's because they're coming to get her, and the people in the van kidnap her, which like would horrify anybody. And I don't see how
that's not. I wouldn't say they kidnapped her. They were let into the house by her parents to take her.
Her parents had them kidnapped.
Very different.
Yes, but they took her in the middle of the night when she didn't know she was being taken, and grabbed her and threw her in the van.
Well, because she wasn't home yet. They couldn't have taken her earlier. She wasn't home.
Yes, but they didn't ask her to leave willingly. They grabbed her in the middle of the night.
Well, this is the thing about some of these schools. They know that like this is another place where like this is not a documentary and it's not educating us, but like we've seen these shows, and I think we know that this is a thing with some of these schools, that they send a team to the parents know the child is going to fight, the school knows the child is going to fight, and the school thinks it's the best thing to just snatch them. Putting the bag overhead seemed a little excessive. Like, I'm not sure that's a reality-based thing that they would put a bag overhead.
Kidnapping.
It's not a kidnapping, Jamie. If your parents sign papers,
they allowed it to happen, but it seems
they paid for. They didn't allow it. They paid for it to happen.
But to her, she has no clue what the hell's going on.
But this is a thing that they don't want the kids to know, because, like, in real life, this is a thing that, like, the kid will refuse to go and might run away, and so it's a thing that some of these schools do, that they send a team to surprise the kid and grab them and take them to the school. So they can't run away. They want to take them by surprise and just snatch them and grab them and take them. But I did think putting a black bag overhead was like ridiculous. Like, she knows she's going to Vermont, right? Like,
well,
she's
I
not
don't think
going to a black site.
Talked about it. She only knew the tiny bit that Layla said that was going to happen to her. I don't think she really knew.
Well, so this is there's a few weird things about this. First of all, it appears that Abby's sister knew about it, and like, I'm shocked that they would tell the sibling because the sibling would tell, and yet Abby's sister doesn't tell her, right?
Well,
She has.
child.
I mean, I wouldn't hold. I mean, she is a good. I mean, she is not having the problems that Abby is, and she maybe also believes her sister has a lot of problems and needs help, or maybe she can't. I mean, she hugs her and she's sad about it, right? And she's hugs her. She clearly is.
She's not just sad about it. She's pissed.
Yeah. But what is she really going to do about it? How can she stop
it?
Yeah. Like,
yeah,
it's just like you said the perfect child in a way that sounded like a little judgmental.
No, I think that what I'm saying is her parents look at her as the perfect child compared to Abby. Like she's doing everything right and Abby's doing everything wrong.
Oh, I thought you meant like she's so perfect she would never.
No. I meant just the way the parents kind of look at her.
Hi, Amy. Amy, nice to see you. You should watch the show and then come back next week.
Yeah. Hi, Amy. I don't know why my StreamYard isn't updating.
It's mine is. I'm watching it.
It happens sometimes. If you click on one of the things, the panels on the side, and then come back to the comments, it comes back.
Yeah. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, it does that.
But anyway, they take her in the middle of the night. It's creepy as hell. The mother looks horrified as well. I mean, they knew it was going to happen, but
you see your child screaming and
I got the opinion that. And again, this was, like I said earlier, this was my opinion, but I got the opinion that the mother did not want this to happen, that like maybe she didn't want it to happen and didn't stick up for what she wanted. That was the opinion I got out of it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
She seems horrified, which she should be. And then there's the van taking her away. And then we go back to Alex and Laura's house where they hear somebody. And Alex goes downstairs with a gun, and you find out that Riley's there. He's hidden. I think he followed him because he had tried to help him. I know there was the thing with like he gave him a candy bar or something in the woods. I can't remember. So I'm assuming he probably followed him to try to get help. But Alex does try to help him and calm him down. But then whenever Laura comes out,
stupid Laura. Alex said, "Stay here."
Yeah, and she didn't listen. And the kid starts saying she's mumbling or seeing her mumbling. It sounded like she really did. It was hard to tell for sure.
No, she was definitely mumbling.
She was definitely mumbling.
Okay. I didn't know if it was all supposed to be in his head. But
I felt like
it freaks him out, and he ends up pulling out a knife.
I felt like it was a little bit Alex's fault because Alex did lie and say I'm alone. And could have easily just said, "My wife is upstairs. Don't worry, she'll stay upstairs."
Yeah, I was a little curious as to why Alex didn't say that too.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But yeah, he says Laura's one of them, and he pulls out a knife. They struggle, and Riley ends up. I'm not sure if he's dead or almost dead at this point, but bleeding profusely, and they have.
Well, he's not completely dead yet because he says to Alex, "She's one of them."
Yeah, he says she's one of them.
And he also says he wrote everything down somewhere.
Yes.
So at some point, Alex is going to find this.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Whatever is written down.
Yeah. But then we see down below in the basement, the blood dripping through the floorboards. And you see that there's other places blood has dripped through the floorboards, which I found even more creepy, but also like, why would necessarily that many people have been killed in that house?
That's in the next episode, right?
Oh, is it in the next one?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, that picture's from this episode. They must have showed
when Alex goes down to get the wine in the next episode.
Okay, well that they showed this view in the first one, but yeah, later on they find there's more blood. I got to switch to the second set of photos. Give me 1 second here.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
So at the end of this episode, I was kind of like, all right, this is good enough for me to watch more. This is a mystery. I'm not really sure where it's going. I'm not sure. I didn't watch and say this show is awesome. Like I was blown away, but I was like, okay, this is pretty good. I can, it was a good it was a mystery and hooked me enough. It hooked me.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked it. I wanted to see what happened. and it kept me watching it at least through the next episode. I just, like I said, I liked it and I think it's a good mystery, but I don't think that maybe it's quite as much of a mystery as I thought it was going to be, or that it feels like at the beginning.
I feel like I don't know anything yet. I think the big thing is, to what end is Evelyn doing this?
Yeah.
That for me is the big.
Yeah.
All right. So at this Tall Pines, we see Abby there, and they're basically trying to take away her identity and who she is how I took it, because they cut her hair, they take all her clothes away, they force her to dress like everybody else.
I mean, it's not unusual to have to wear a uniform in many schools, Jamie.
Right. But they cut her hair. That was like not.
That was so weird, because they only cut like 6 inches off. They didn't like cut her. I was like, oh, they're going to cut all her hair off like in the army, but they didn't. They just cut a few inches off her hair.
Yeah, that's why I felt like maybe it was more to be like control more than anything else. Not necessarily.
Well, maybe there's
throughout the school, these kids' hair is like, when you meet these kids in this episode, their hair is like, they have long hair, bushy hair, all kinds of hair. It's right. Yeah. Like, it's not it was weird that the haircutting was weird, because nobody appears to really have had a haircut in a long time in this outfit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Except for Rabbit.
I thought maybe it was just about controlling her and not doing what she wants or whatever. It was weird. I agree. It was very, very weird. But she meets these people who are, I guess they, at least according to the one thing I looked up, Rabbit and Mule. I guess they don't.
Yes, their names, they don't use their real names.
Yeah. And the one woman is from the one on the left. You can't see her there is from Murderbot, and also from the Orphan Black new series too. But yeah, so they take all her clothes. They make her dress like everybody else, cut her hair. It's very weird. And she goes into the school, and they give her a dorm room and everything, and just kind of shove her in there. And then we flip over. It kind of goes back and forth between that and Alex and Laura talking to the police about what happened about Riley. And Alex is obviously very upset about what happened, does not tell them about what the kids said about about Laura. But they're like, oh, you did everything you could, you did everything right. And yeah, they do. I don't know. They acted a bit weird. Once again, it seems like everybody in this town is just weird and creepy.
Well, yeah, because they're all in on it. And that's the funny thing. Like, when I say in on it, I don't mean in on it like in the Institute, where there was a couple people in on it. I mean, because they're all brainwashed, brain warped, whatever the case is, hypnotized. They're all acting how they've been conditioned to act. Yeah.
That's a fair way to put it. We also go back to the school where Layla sees that Abby is gone, and they won't tell her where, and she flips out. And I think he eventually tells her, doesn't the guidance counselor eventually tell her what happened? So she's pissed off. She messes up his Zen garden, which was really funny.
I mean, he says it was out of your mother's price range.
Yeah.
So,
very snarky.
Yeah, he's not a nice.
This is when we find out that he went to the academy.
Yeah. So everybody in the town. But
this is not. They're in Toronto. He's not from the town.
You're
they
right.
In Toronto.
That was probably why he suggested it. Hi, Doc. Welcome. Because it is pretty far away for otherwise him too. So Layla goes and is meeting this guy. I want to say Tyler. Is it Tyler? Kyle? Why did I say Tyler?
Kyle.
It has a word in it.
Yeah. He was one of the people they went to school with, I guess. And
no. He's Layla's.
He's a drug dealer, right?
No, he's Layla's 26-year-old boyfriend who also maybe supplies them with drugs.
Okay. All right.
She's like 17 and he's 26. Is like operative, and he is very stupid as we watch the scenes go by, right?
Yes. So she's getting a ride from him, but then also there's a part where Abby's sister talks to her and she gives her some money because she's like, whatever you're planning, it won't work without money. So she gives her all her, it's either babysitting or dog walking. I can't remember which.
Babysitting.
Gives her all her babysitting money to try to help get Abby out. I don't know what she thinks that Layla can do, but yeah.
No, I thought it was
like she said, she's like, I just want her back.
Yeah. Yeah, she's clearly not down with what happened.
Look, they're all like 16 and 17. They can't really make plans beyond like right?
Yeah, their plans aren't going to be great. Then at the hospital, school, whatever you want to call it, the place that Tall Pines, Abby meets
her roommate Stacy,
and she is clearly disturbed, in my opinion. They definitely make her seem to be anyway. I don't know that she really is, but she is like a brown noser. She's higher up because she's got points of,
she's already drinking the Kool-Aid.
She's already drank the Kool-Aid. She thinks that what they're doing is a good thing. She seems brainwashed. She likes to lord it over the other kids there, that she's better than them. She tells on them for everything they do wrong, for every infraction.
Well, it's like her job. Her title is Pigeon, and it's like her job is to like inspect other people and tattle on them, right?
Get other kids to tattle on other kids in order to find out what's going on. Yeah. And she's all trying to be like, oh, I want to be your friend and all this, and I'll show you around. And she says that Abby is a Burrow right now, is the level she's at. But yeah, the other kids do not like her at all.
No.
She gives her this pamphlet about
the handbook. It's the handbook.
And this is where Abby says, I'm dyslexic. And she clearly doesn't listen to a word she says. And then there they are in the hallway. This is the kid she gets in trouble and enjoys getting him in trouble, clearly.
Yeah.
And I don't know, what was it that was under?
His name is Daniel.
Was dirty? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Yes.
We are in the dirt. Like the first stage is Burrow, and I guess the kids as slang are saying you're in the dirt because it's Burrow, break. What is it? It's I have it. I took it down. It's Burrow, break, build, ascend are the 4 stages.
Okay, but well then how's she Pigeon?
No, Pigeon. Stacy is at the ascend stage, but her assignment is like being the pigeon. Is what like she's basically
like stool pigeon.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean now.
Yeah.
But what I meant is he had dirt or something under his bed. Like literally, he didn't clean it up or something. She got him in trouble.
Oh.
They have to be perfect there and do what they say, and she gets him in trouble. Let's see. And Abby's just kind of trying to figure out what the hell's going on, basically. She's not sure yet. And then
there are all these, I mean, there's a lot going on here where Stacy is like, I'm your super, and I'm, she's like this super sweet she's like deranged roommate. She's like, I'll show you around. But there are all these rules that she doesn't tell Abby and then calls her out on them, right? Like they're like,
she expects her to know it. Yeah.
Well, no, I think she's
trying. You didn't read your handbook, did you?
Well, I think she's trying. She doesn't even have time to read the handbook. It's like the first day almost, right? Like, I don't really know. Like, I think Stacy is like
nuts,
like purposely trying to get people in trouble, and like doesn't like she doesn't.
Oh yeah, she takes immense pleasure in it.
She doesn't tell you. She doesn't tell you the rule, and then she takes pleasure in getting you in trouble for the rule, right? Like, there's no way Abby could know these rules. She hasn't told her the rules, but now she's gonna, like, in the next scene where Abby touches her and she starts screaming that that's like a breach.
Well, that she did tell her. She did tell her there was no touching.
Yeah,
she did tell her that.
That was the one thing she told her.
But what Abby did was touch her and say, "Are you okay?" Right? And then
she was trying to help her. And she got her in trouble for it.
Yeah.
So Layla is driving with her boyfriend here, and she gets out to throw his drugs away before they get across the border, and he takes off on her. So awful.
Yeah, totally saw that coming.
Yeah, he did deserve.
It's awful, but he has a point that he's 26 and he's gonna cross the border with 2 minor children, right? Like, take this minor.
Why didn't you say I can only take you to the border instead of just because she might have
I'm not saying that he should have left her there. What I'm saying is, like, he's not
He
wrong
doesn't.
to abandon this plan. He just should have turned around and taken her with him.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad he did that though, because I think I
better
don't
off.
feel that he would have contributed to the story.
No, he was just they just needed some way for Layla to get to the town, and so they gave her this boyfriend, right, to get her fairly close.
However, if he had been with her, maybe he would have been like, "Why don't go just running into the middle of this field? Like, that's not how you break somebody out."
Yeah.
She doesn't do that quite the right way. All right, so we get more of Alex and Laura there. I think that's when Alex is questioning, should we be here? And she's like, we don't have money to go anywhere, I think is what that's about.
Alex, this is weird.
Yeah. And then we have Abby at the schoolyard, at the Tall Pines. I keep wanting to say school. It's not really a school. Tall Pines. And she meets this kid, Rory, sorry. And he talks about there being a fence in the forest and how Riley ran away and escaped. And she asked him what happened to his face. And he says a bird hit it, which is like a really lame excuse that is not accurate and is a total lie. So somebody punched him. She does also,
and it wasn't Riley.
It wasn't Riley, no. She does ask about using the phone because it says in the handbook they can use the phone, but he's saying that that's like just something they use against you, and you don't want to be on the phone because they listen in and they will control you more if you do that. And tells her not to use it. And then he smuggles her a piece of crayon, a little crayon, which at this point I'm kind of like, okay. They're not, I guess I get they're not allowed to have like maybe pencils, but I would think they'd allow them to have crayons. I guess not.
They're not allowed to do anything that is not specifically told to be done.
And they might be able to use a crayon in a certain activity, but not take it with them. They're not allowed to have any possessions, I think, except that handbook, right?
Yeah, that's probably true too. Like, I'm just saying, like a pencil I could understand could be used as a weapon. I'm not sure a crayon could, but
it's not about that. It's about complete and utter control.
Yeah. But he smuggles her a piece of crayon. And then Alex is in the woods and runs into Layla, who tells him that she's trying to find her friend that's in trouble. And Alex kind of tries to help, but she doesn't really know how to help. He doesn't really know how to help her. And
as soon as Layla hears that Alex is a cop, she's out of there.
She's like, cop. Oh, bye. Thanks.
Yeah.
Later.
She does find out that she's in Tall Pines. That's the one part that she gets out of there. And then this is where at lunch, one of the kids knocks her face in the food and is really mean to her. And like you said, Layla's like, are you okay? And touches her. And then she flips out. And I thought that was why they blew the whistle and everything, but I guess it was just from what that kid did.
I gotta say, my favorite part of this entire scene. No, not the butt juice. Don't. No, I'm sorry. I don't want the butt juice.
Yeah. The kid that smashed her face in, they all have their hands on their heads like that.
Daniel wants her face. I mean, Daniel's paying her back for ratting him out about having a dirty room.
Yeah. Rory's paying her back. And, or no, maybe it was.
It was Daniel. It was Daniel.
It was Daniel.
Okay, Daniel. Rory was the one that Abby talked to in the other scene.
Yes.
Okay, so anyway, they make them all line up, put their hands on their heads, stop what they're doing so they're not getting in trouble. And they come and get the, and I don't have a picture of that, sorry, but the, whatever you want to call it, the I don't know if they're nurses or just the guards or whatever. They all come and, like you said, they give them butt juice injection to knock them out.
It's like Haldol or something.
It's more than it's
kind of sedative.
It's more than that, because the next time we see Daniel, he looks like a fucking zombie.
Yeah, they gave him some kind of sedative to make him dopey, and clearly it's not a good thing, and they don't want that because he's not happy about it. And then back in town, Alex basically finds out that everybody in this town knows their business, because this guy knows about Riley and what happened. And Alex really doesn't
All down.
talk about it.
It's also just weird that everybody knows, like, you're Alex, you used to live in Detroit, you live in this house, like everybody knows everything about Alex, and Alex knows nothing about anybody else, right? It's very unnerving. It's very
like
It's a small town, but it's weird. It's not just that.
It's like going to Cheers.
Go to Cheers?
Everybody knows your name,
Like going to Cheers, where everybody knows your name.
Yeah. But you don't know theirs.
Yeah, but you do not know that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So then he goes back to his house and he sees the bike sitting there and finds out that Evelyn's there because Evelyn was coming over for dinner and somehow he forgot that. I'm not sure how he forgot that, but yeah, Evelyn is coming over and this dinner is just, again, very, very bizarre. Some of it seems normal, like when they're drinking and just chilling and it seems okay.
That hug was
yeah, the hug was weird.
Yeah, don't just hug with your chest, use your whole body.
Yeah,
I've been hugging wrong my entire life.
And it was like invasive. It went on too long. It was
uncomfortable. You don't hug somebody you don't know like that. It was really
to the point where Lauren was like, "All right, stop trying to steal my husband."
Yeah.
So then, so then they have dinner, and that part's for a little bit. It seemed a little normal.
It was all fine until he went to get the other bottle of wine, and they started playing their hot seat game.
Yeah, which is about, I have written here somewhere.
Well, it seems to really not be a game. It seemed to be like a therapeutic technique, right? That like she's asking Laura, like, how did you feel when your parents abandoned you? And like, do you still think about them?
Do you think you make a bad mother?
Hot seat, that's a real thing that they do in
the school
and rehabs.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But
I think she does this to hold somebody accountable for what they've done or what.
Okay, so I didn't know that it's a real thing they do in rehab, but it doesn't seem like a thing you'd be like, let's play this at my dinner party.
Yeah, like
this school isn't, this Evelyn's woohoo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's creepy. And then we also go to
poor Abby
again, and this is where she says something about her about reading it. She says again that she's dyslexic, and she says something nasty to her under her breath.
Well, she says under her breath, she says, "I'm dyslexic, bitch."
Yeah. And she's like, "What?" She's like, "Nothing."
Yeah.
But yeah, creepy dinner.
It does seem like very calculating that you would put the new person with Stacy, right? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Stacy.
Definitely. So Alex basically, unlike anybody else in this town, stands up against Evelyn, is like, this is not good. She doesn't like this. And then Evelyn turns everything around on him and is like, she doesn't need your protecting, and makes it like it's Alex's fault. And that like Alex was rude, which clearly is not the case, but Evelyn does leave finally. And then let's see. Layla, I don't know if I have a picture of it. Layla is still trying to get to her, to Abby. I think this is the bus. She sneaks on the bus to get into the tall pines. And then Alex hears some banging, and he goes and takes his gun out again and goes to the door. And we're kind of like, what now? And it ends up, and I don't know why I don't have, sorry, I did quick pictures. It's Laura banging her head on the door. She's sleepwalking.
No, she was locking and unlocking the door.
Right, trying to unlock the door. Sorry. Why did I say she was banging her head?
I'm not banging the door. She's sleepwalking and she's trying to open the door and go out.
Okay, sorry. I don't know why I was thinking she was banging the door. But either way, she's trying to get it out. She's sleepwalking, or so we think. And
before that, though, they had a conversation where he tells her what Riley said about her being one of them. And she's like, one of what? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he told her, but
yeah, well, I understand why he told her. I just know it's going to be a bad thing.
Yeah, it's going to backfire, right? And let's see. Abby is writing a letter to Layla in that book with the crayon. And then whenever she's out in the yard the next day, Layla shows up and then gets grabbed. So
it's funny because she's like, it was funny. She's like, I'll find a way to get you this letter. And then all of a sudden you hear, Abby! Abby!
Yeah. And she tries to get her out of there. She's like, I'll come back for you or whatever, because they grab her. But I have to kind of question, like, do you think that Abby's going to get in trouble for this? I figured Abby
Probably.
would get it, even though she didn't do anything.
Probably. I'm sure she will.
Yeah. Yeah.
The question
I don't
is,
know. Like I said,
are they just gonna throw Layla out, or are they gonna indoctrinate her too?
Oh, they'll probably bring her into the Tall Pines. I think she's a prisoner now.
Yeah.
Probably we'll waive her her fee maybe and just bring her in.
Yeah, they'll be like, we'll call your mommy.
Yeah.
I mean, given that they already had their eye on her, like I think when I watched this, I started to think that, okay, the guidance counselor is almost like a recruiter or an agent for Evelyn, like trying to find kids that they can convince the parents to send their, like, he doesn't have the kids' best interest at heart. Maybe he has Evelyn, like he's trying to find kids for Evelyn, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a little weird to me that, like, he talks to Layla about you're being sent here, but never tells Abby you're being sent here. And Abby's the one they come for. They don't come for Layla because she doesn't, like, I don't know, that they were going to, I guess, try to take the two of them.
I don't know.
But why would he tell
like
one?
That was just to be a shock and make us confused.
I guess, like, why would he why would he tell one and not the other? And why were they going to take, like it's not clear to me.
The only thing I can think is maybe he was hoping she would convince her mother that it was a good thing. I don't know. It is kind of weird.
I mean, then he's the dumbest person ever. There's no way that Layla would ever say to her mom, this is a good idea. I want to go here. Like, it was the lamest conversation ever. I almost, like, was he trying to convince Layla that it was a good place so that when Abby goes, Layla would not go after her?
Yeah, so she'd think
I don't know. I didn't think that deeply about it.
Yeah, I didn't either, but it is a weird thing.
It's weird to me that he talked to Layla about it, but not to Abby, and then they're they don't snatch Layla, they snatch.
Well, we don't know at what point the parents decide to send Abby. He might not have even had a chance to talk to her about it.
Yeah,
because remember, it happens the night that they break into the school.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he didn't know about it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was trying to convince her. Or like, I think what you said makes sense too. But I kind of almost feel like they didn't think through that much, and they just did it to make the audience.
Because the van was hanging around earlier in the day when Layla leaves Abby's house. The van is there in town. The white van is there.
But it could have been following them because Abby was always with Layla too.
Right, so but then the idea that the parents hadn't decided yet kind of goes out the window.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I think it was just to kind of make you surprised. I don't think it makes tons of sense.
Yeah. I mean, I think we agree with Jamie, like Layla's in prison now, probably in this school / rehab / prison. And it doesn't seem like a place where you would want a kid to have a friend, right? Like, why would you want two best friends to be in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
maybe they thought she was worse and they were trying to get her, and he didn't think that Abby would ever end up there. We don't really
I mean, because part of this is like stripping the kid down to nothing, right? And like giving them their best friend who is there, and who these two are a problem. Like these two are.
Yeah, them being together was part of the problem.
Yeah.
It fed into each other.
Actually, no way would Abby's father send Abby to the school if he thought Layla was going there.
Yeah, that's true too.
Very true.
So predictions, I think at some point Alex is going to go investigate further and
that
they took Layla, and we'll probably.
Well, that's the thing. I think either I look at if Layla gets stuck there, somehow Alex is going to see her there and be like, this doesn't make sense. I just met this girl on the road the other day. Why is she here? That's number one. Or if they kick her out, I could actually see Layla trying to track Alex down and ask him for help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask Alex to help investigate the school and find a way to get Abby out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. And they could be working together on the outside.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's very creepy. Like I said, I found it like made me feel awful, but like in a way, because not a bad way, because because it's creepy and it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. But yeah, then like I said, maybe I shouldn't have started reading the real stories. But you were saying like I read about Paris Hilton and those kind of things, and I was like, this is so sad. And I feel like coming into this, I thought that it seemed like that there could be more of a sci-fi element to it. I don't think there's going to be.
There still could be.
There still could be. But after, I get the opinion that's not what this is about, but I don't know. I think it's just about these schools and the way they treated these kids. But
well,
we'll find out.
Not for nothing. If there's any type of brainwashing or hypnosis, that's sci-fi in itself. So.
Yeah. And also the part that's interesting to me too is that mystery, weird element of it. So
I mean, I think it is more about not so much a treatise on like the unregulated school industry. I think it's going to be a kind of a cult story, and that it's going to be about psychological, like whatever methods. And I think, I mean, these two, Abby and Layla, like are on drugs for most, like they're high for a lot of time. We're getting to know them. Right. And then they come in here and who knows, we don't know yet what techniques are being used in the school, if they're being drugged. Right. Like, I feel like Laura seems very weird to me. And it seems like a state that like, this was not just a normal bunch of rehab and therapy to get her to be as weird as she is. Laura's weird.
She is. She's been changed from this place. And she still listens to Evelyn decades later, which is weird. Like that she still seems
I should we worry like how much she might be in cahoots with Evelyn, and could Alex?
I don't think she's in cahoots. That's the thing. Yeah. I don't think everybody, like she says, she's like, yeah, when I first got there, I didn't want to be there. I wanted to get out. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me. I don't think anybody has any real memory of what actually, like, it seems like implanted memories.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. That's why I said I think she's more a victim, and now is.
I think they're all victims. I don't think anybody's in cahoots with Evelyn. I think Evelyn.
I think some people in the town might be, but
see, I feel like everybody in the town has been through the program.
Maybe.
It does seem like a surprising number of people.
Yeah.
Have stayed in the town, right? And not like. Like you think a lot of people would, wouldn't a lot of people, in theory, people would get out and go back home to their family and go on with their life wherever they live, right?
Right.
Like, and are you like Laura, like 20 years later moving back to the town?
Yeah, it's bizarre. Well, we'll find out, I guess, as it goes further along. I feel like I saw a little bit more, but I must have only seen a little bit of episode 3 because I don't remember much, if anything, of what happens after this. So
whatever.
I haven't seen yet, but
we'll talk about 3 and 4 next week.
Yes. So guys, join us and let us know if you want to, see more coverage of this. I know Scarlett wanted to do a separate show. I don't know. We really need to, but if enough people,
I don't think you do.
Well, some of these episodes are like less than 40 minutes. It's a pretty short. Right. I mean, you did a Murderbot show, which was half an hour. But I don't know that this show, it's a limited series and we're already and the whole thing is dropped already. So
yeah,
all 8 came out already. So
yeah, but please do come back and join us tomorrow at 11 because we're going to do our season 1 wrap up for Alien Earth, and Cyborg Queen Media is going to be guest co-hosting. So make sure you guys tune in then.
Okay.
All
right.
So
bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Good night, you guys. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes, I'm so bad at that. Please subscribe to SciFi Vision, like the video, hype the video, check out all our other videos and all that good stuff.
All right, cool. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, all.